a consequence of the internet that's maybe even more important than the internet itself. Like the birth of agriculture, the printed word, manufacturing, and industry, the rapid adoption of the async mindset is not just a trend. It's one of the major reboots in human history, likely to affect everything in its wake. Once you get the mindset in place, the method quickly follows. One thing's for sure, it's going to affect the way you do business. Remote work processes have freed the organization from space and time. The async mindset is the philosophical underpinning required to cultivate and facilitate that freedom, and it's the remote pioneer's greatest invention. The async mindset may have been birthed by the pioneers, but make no mistake, it's not just for the coders, the techies, or the so-called knowledge workers. It's a giant leap toward greater work sanity for everyone. Whether you're running a fleet of trucks, a hospital emergency room, or a radish farm, even if you're the sole proprietor of a one-person operation, you have priceless lessons to learn here. The async mindset is about building replicable processes that give innovators, employees, and teams real autonomy. The async mindset is also about eliminating managerial waste, useless hierarchies, and vanity metrics, the demons that bog down every kind of operation. Async is the wave of the future for most organizations. Whether you deploy these lessons in an office is utterly beside the point. Asynchronous management, the practice of leading individuals or teams without simultaneous or synchronous communication. All collaboration and information are funneled through online systems. Work focuses on individual autonomy, allowing all team members to maximize their own productivity without being dependent upon others to complete a task or provide updates. Asynchronous management requires process documentation, asynchronous measurement of goals, and the discipline to optimize work efficiency. Beyond the water cooler. It's no accident that experienced remote-first companies, those organizations who choose to work remotely as their primary mode, are some of the fastest-growing entities of the last decade, with team members reporting greater than average commitment and satisfaction, and profits going through the roof. To cite just one startling example, Coinbase, the first company on NASDAQ to list its location as nowhere, debuted at $65 billion with an implied market capitalization of about $141 billion as it entered the S&P 500 at number 89. The wildly successful cryptocurrency exchange platform started in 2012 by a former Airbnb engineer and, ironically, a former Sachs trader, is a harbinger of things to come. To underscore what we mean, here are some stats we found about remote-first companies in the aggregate. On average, remote-first companies are 22% cheaper to operate than their on-premise counterparts. 77% of remote employees say they're more productive when they work remotely. 80% of remote employees experience less stress when working remotely. Companies that work remotely have a 25% lower employee attrition rate. 25% of remote employees would take a 10% pay cut to continue to work remotely. Can your organization match these numbers? Read this book, and with your help, it will. From governments to housing contractors, everyone is in the process of going remote, but the ones that have actually flourished in remote mode are those that have adopted the async mindset, so critical to move, act, and scale. In the last year and a half alone, we've seen Fortune 500 companies that vowed to never go remote, eat their words, and succeed in the process. It seems like only yesterday when billion-dollar unicorn startups told us that remote simply would never work for them. Today, with our guidance, they're in the process of permanently shutting down their offices after making the switch. In spite of indisputable successes in many far-flung arenas, a number of misconceptions about remote work have prevailed and festered, undermining even those companies with the best intentions. Some of these myths are understandable, some ridiculous. You'd be amazed how many people drag them along, from high-level CEOs